In this video, I will start a much wider topic on how you can actually use your FPS counter to solve some performance issues. And the idea is not about FPS at all. FPS is just a tool here, but the idea is now it's a very wide topic called self-regulation. Self-regulation means that script is able to self-regulate something inside it. For example, if I keep in mind about self-regulation of performance, then it will be performance self-regulation. And yes, let's get started with a very simple task. What can be our task? This is the most interesting question. Let's say I want to spawn as many cubes until I will get 40 FPS. And yes, and that's it. That will be enough for now. So now it's what I have now. Now I have my FPS counter, and here it is. So yes, and let's have a look what I can start. I have these two classes. I have my FPS counter, and I have this additional class which I am where I am accessing my FPS. So let's actually rename it FPS access, and here the same. And yes, I don't need to report my anything on my GUI. I probably will not need update, but who knows. But I will need another coroutine. Let's quickly copy everything what is here, not to waste time on writing something what is not important at our level what we reached now. So this one FPS access will be separate from this one, and here I want to do some spawning. Yes, spawn. So what I want to do here is very simple. I want to spawn cubes here, and yes, and I want to start this coroutine as well, not to forget this time. Spawn cubes. Public void, not void, float spawn time. Yes, good. Here would be instantiate, and I don't remember what to instantiate. Yes, so let's say I want to instantiate some primitive cubes, but I don't know let's say how they look like or how to instantiate them. And yeah, and just very simple way to do that is to make another game object again, which I will call cubes. Yes, and now I got this thing here. Let's actually do like that. So here I have empty game object, and let's actually why it is, yes, spawn point is 0 because it was 0 point every 0.1 second. Yes, and here also spawn time reset. If you click here and click reset, it will always reset all your parameters. So I reset it by accident, and here was FPS geo, it resetted to none. So I need to again move this here. So you have to be careful with that. It's well, if you are good with scripting, you can write everything here. But if you are feeling more comfortable with editor, you can write more parameters here. So it's complete freedom. Every people write in different ways. I choose something between what I see the easiest way to do and what would be the quickest way to bring my idea to the game. So yes, let's see how I can instantiate object. Instantiate cubes, and I suspect it requires some other parameters. Yes, I forgetting unity instantiate instantiate. Okay, so it should bring cubes onto my scene at performance, so they should appear here every 0.1 second, and I see nothing because there is none, and I have to bring let's say my cube, which would be this one, and I just want to make it to move it somewhere out of the screen that I would not need to worry about that. And now I want to instantiate it with this cube. I don't think that I need colliders because they are quite heavy and I can remove them at all. So it would be just a mesh. It would be in the air. Perform. So yes, so probably like that. And yes, game object cubes, and now it will be not complaining about anything. So what I have done here is very simple thing. I added new game object which is cubed. I removed unwanted components and I moved the cube out of my view that I could instantiate it very well. So here you go. Let's check if it is working. It is not. And it is not probably because is it really not working? Let's get checked. It's instantiating cubes, but they are at this location. You can always, when you click pause here, you can always see which objects are in your scene. So they are instantiating at this location, yes? So what I want to do is to it's cloning these cubes, and what I want to do is to move these cubes in a view of my camera. Yes? Yes. Very well. Let's do that. My cubes are like this one. I'm thinking what is the fastest way to do that. To cast transform.translate, or just at the beginning I think I will just make a prefab for this thing. So to we will look how to make a prefab. So you have it here, yes, but you don't want that it would appear into your scene at the initial stage, yes, when you're starting the game. Let's say I want to keep my cube in my view, but I don't want it that it would be on my scene. So I'm just dragging it into my into this project window, and it creates empty prefab. Yes. So now I can remove this game object from my game. Right click, delete, and my cube is still here. Now performance is missing game component. I can select this cube from here, or I can just drag it from here. You can see that I can drag it here or here, and I am dragging it here. So it's the same. It's complete freedom wherever you want. It's up to you. So okay, let's get started and spawn the cube, and it is spawning, but I see nothing because there is no light visible. So let's make a little bit more stuff in scene that we would get there what is going on. Component, where is that? No, it's create other directional light. Yes, yes. So if I click, I should see something. Yes, my cube is nicely visible in my scene, and I don't need anything else here. Let's check what we can do else, because it's instantiating cubes, but I don't see anything happening in my scene. So I probably want that these cubes would start moving somewhere around, and that it would be some kind of time dependent movements or something like that, that we would see the effect that there are so many cubes in my scene and they are randomly moving around and so on and so on. So let's make it more interesting. Instantiate cubes brings actually cubes, and it can go down to performance what I want. And let's actually put my hands on deleting unwanted things. No, not to put hands on deleting things, but to what is the easiest way? It should be you are instantiating here, yes, but you can make, let's say, like that. Game object go equals this one. Yes? Yes. No, it doesn't lie. No, maybe no. Dot instantiate. Actually, let's check instantiate. What does it suggest? Clone instantiate. Instantiate. I don't like these examples. Instantiate as game object. As game object. We are offering only as game object. Game object instantiate. Unity. Usually you're doing like that. When you get stuck, you looking on the net and you looking very very simple stuff. I don't remember now. There was a very nice script. New game object instantiate. Let's instantiate as game object. And yes, game object equals, yes, where was as game object, save, and it will be instantiating and assigning it to this one. Now I want that go dot transform dot translate and I want to randomize translation. Yes. Let me check transform. Actually, I could do I can do very simple thing. I could put just transform position and took random position. Yes, so let's make some or I can just I am wondering how I can randomize vector very quickly. So it would be what it would be, float x equals let's check the random num. And I like from very basic stuff to do this kind of things. And yes, random dot range, and between, yes, here is the complete example. Yes, but I want to make all these components y and z. Maybe I will want to use them somewhere again. I don't know. Between 10 and minus 10. I don't like capital letters here. Cubes, and now it would be, I need to cast new vector 3. Yes, so vector 3 object position equals what? Object position equals new vector 3 with values x, y, and z. Yes, x, y, z. Semicolon. Will it work? Will it translate? Is not needed. I will do it in other places if I will want. But now, yes, so it looks like it's getting more complicated, but it's very simple things. I just thinking how to present them correctly, that it would be more clear for you guys. So cube and instantiate in what? In, actually, let's instantiate it. Ooh, where I want to instantiate them? Actually, let's move it by this. Yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to instantiate them at original location of the prefab. And well, there are different kind of approaches, but now let's say I want to move them, or maybe not. Okay. Position, maybe not. Maybe let's just cubes. So what it takes? It takes vector 3, yes? Cubes dot transform dot position. And again, it takes rotation dot rotation. And it should not complain now. It is not complaining. So that's it. That's wonderful. but it will be the same because I am accessing prefab position and instantiating them. It's as usually it is a standard to instantiate game object at a specific place. Yes. So that looks good. Now what I want to do else is that I want to start and look how it looks like. So it's instantiating these objects and they are at position 0, 0, 0. It's very boring. So now let's actually get started and add position that it would be random. And it's very simple. You adding two vectors. Cube's transform position and with random vector, which is here. And look what it is. You see that it's instantiating objects at a different positions. Yes, it's nothing special. I can also instantiate random rotation. But rotation, I guess it's quaternion. Yes, so I need fourth number of quaternion. But actually, no. Actually, let's keep quaternion as it is, as we don't want to get so complicated. Let it be original rotation. And let's actually make these cubes moving, that they would be for example, vibrating or moving to some kind of direction. So I want to start so many coroutines that I would get twisted and won't be able to explain what is going on, and you won't be able to understand. What I want to do now, I want that these game objects would be moving in my scene. Yes, move cubes. Yes. Let's delete everything here and put some time also here. Move time. Move time, not move time, but to allow to move cubes there. Okay. So now what I want to do is to move these things. Now, as I am doing in this way, I am always forgetting what this game object is. So I can, okay, let's actually move them, but you won't be able to see how they move because it will move just single time and game object will be replaced again. And yes, and that's it. And what I want to do is to make a list of game objects to get control how much I want to spawn. So I want private list, private list of game object cube list equals, this is how we creating list, new list, and game object, semicolon, and that's it. Yes, yes, yes. This is because I'm lazy to create a completely new script, and actually yeah, that's it. I just want to put my game objects to the list, and I want to use dot generic because I cannot work with lists without importing generic. Yes, so cube list is now ready to use. Yes, and I want to add, so it's now what I can do is, it is very simple. I can write like that, cube list, to make not you confused, dot add go and it will add these game objects. Now it's the same as we see, nothing is happening because we still didn't done anything. We just wrote some kind of lists which are doing nothing, and they are terribly boring and useless, and they are very useless now. And let's actually now let's get it working. So for, we will write a loop int I equals 0. Now I want to loop through these game objects in my list. I is less than cube list dot count and cube list dot count and I plus plus. Yes, so that we could loop over these cube list objects, but it's looping through integers. It's also useless. But look what we can do here. Here is that I can make another too many game objects, but it's I like yeah, I like that way to do it because I think a lot of people are putting here for each loop, for each game object in this list, but I don't like that because I think this for each loop is a little bit slower than regular loop for, so game object, let's keep it outside the loop, not to, yes, Temgeo. You have a lot of strange names which I don't like, and I am starting to renaming them after some time when I am getting twisted and so on. Usually, yeah. Oh, I think I didn't use here locally, so I can use again geo here, and I can, yeah, because if you use game object inside your coroutine, it's local, it's not global, so you can use again the same object in separate function. So okay, so here it is, here is the trick. Geo of geo is equal cube list of I. That's it. I am assigning geo from the list here. And that's it. And I want now that my geo would move. Yes. So let's start with coroutine again. Spawn move cubes. Move cubes and move these cubes from the list to random location. Again. I hate typing, but it's the best way. You see my programming style, but the point here is to not the programming style, but how fast you will get your result working, what you want. So it's yeah, you see everything. I hope you are able to follow my tutorial, what I am doing. So what I am doing here, I am again assigning some float, some random float variables, which I want again to make vector free. Vector free. And let's make random position. And I want to make random position as new vector of this thing. And now that's it. Now what I can do, I want to keep moving my cubes, my all cubes, and you will see how nice it will look like. And yeah, and let's geo dot transform dot translate and transform translate to, let's say, again, position plus random position plus random with random. Yes, actually rand, and there was also rand. Yes. So we spend so much time just to instantiate and be able to move these these crazy objects around my scene. Let's actually move in lower amplitudes, that they would move more slowly. They would be like vibrating something or something. Let's take a look what will be going on. So you can see that I instantiating these cubes and they are somehow vibrating in my view, and that's well, amplitude is still quite large, but let's make it what I can make it public float. Yes, this is really public parameter which I want to change. So move amplitude, yes, equals to what? Equals to something else. To not something else, but to yes, let's say I want 0.5. Yes, F. And now I can do this trick. Funny, isn't it? Run. It's working. It's magic. You see how magically working. It can get very, very crowded quite rapidly. But what I want to do here and to see here, I want I will see if it will get very, very crowded, that it would do something else. But for now I want to decrease spawn time, that it would spawn much more faster, and let's say, and that they would move time is also needed, but let's say let's keep move time fixed, yes, because it's well, it would be some kind of weird vibration if it would be not it would, if it would be very small time. And spawn time, let's make it let's make spawn time, let's make it 0.02. Yes, so, and let's actually bring camera. Yes, I know what I have to do. I need to bring camera a little bit back from position 0, 0, 0 to move it to position minus 30 at least. And let's run it. Okay, you can see this kind of cluster appearing here. A lot of cubes are appearing and they are vibrating, and your performance is still very, very large. Actually, let's put a counter of let's print out the number of cubes in my scene. Now we are getting into more interesting part. Let's copy what we have made previously, but instead of FPS, we can place n will be a number of cubes, and we would simply output cube count, but that it would not. Okay, it can hit performance if I would do that. Let's make n private n 0 and private int n equals 0, and I want to make somewhere that n would be equal to cubes count. Yes, that's it, and report on the screen n. I think you are able to follow it at this rate, but if you're not, please pause and relook, and if it is unclear, please comment on or ask again. I think I will be able to answer if I will not forget what I will done, because I usually forgetting things very quickly. So yes, let's get started our small project to see. Oh, okay, I see the fix is that I placed this one again here. No, not here. 0.1. 10% from the top position. So yes, here you can see number of objects which is increasing, and here is your frames per second. These are two main parameters which you can start manipulating now. Yes, so I introduced this kind of thing here, and yeah, actually it's increasing quite slowly. I want to have many thousands to get affected by performance, so I may bring another instantiate. What I can do here. You see where I am going. Int I equals 0. Let's see. Let's not get crowded a lot of parameters. I is less than 2. But it would look 2 times. Plus. And it will be, yes. Actually, I can even not do this kind of random position, even so they would get randomized from single point here if I would just put here zeros. Let's actually do that. You will see the difference. Yes. 0, 0, 0. And this will be becoming more interesting. You see that it's spawning at the center, and they are It's like random number generator with Gaussian profile, or something like, well, it's not easy to explain. But yes, at the central part, density is the largest one, and it's like a cluster, which is slowly expanding to all directions, and the number is increasing quite rapidly. Let's actually get instantiation more rapid to do. I don't know if it is able to do so quickly. Yes, you can see that it's looping so quickly now that it's yeah, that performance is going down like crazy. You see? So yes, I approached this point where I want to see that yes, you have 10,000 of these kind of objects with this kind of performance. I still don't know what. You see how interesting. I haven't done anything like that before. This kind of clustering effects. Actually, I can bring particles like that. It would be very nice. Clusterings. I can bring these points around my scene. Oh, it's interesting ways. I hope it will not crash. Oh, it's crash. No, it is not. Okay. Let's now think what can be done to prevent. What can be done to stop instantiation if I don't want to go any further? If it is if FPS is above 40, I want to instantiate. And if it is below 40, I want to stop. Yes? So let's look what I can do here. Here is loop index. Yes? Look, we have seen that this part is dependent on how large this number is actually. And what I mean by self-regulation is that self-regulating script would be able to stop if FPS is lower than critical. Yes, it would be a nice example. So what I can do here, I can make recalculation. I can use FPS and I can use global parameter called what it is called private float Actually, we will see in a better way now. I got the idea how I can get private float. If I will put here float, will it work? I am wondering. I think it should work. Private float. Let's say what? Let's say instantiate max equals initial one is 9f, and let's see if it will complain or not. Yes, but let's say I want to run spawn timer now. That with update would be a bit weaker, yes, so that I would concentrate instead of just refreshing it every 0.2 seconds. I want, let's say, every 0.1. Let's go back to this value and let's check how it works. Yes, so you can see it's I can work it out with this number. It started from 9 and I am getting there. So what I can do now is I can make this inst max to be self-regulated. Okay, so now I'm wondering if I will write another coroutine, will it be not too messy for this simple program? Let's actually do here. Or no, let's write it because it's very important coroutine. It will be self-regulation. You can use it anywhere. And we will use it everywhere. Self-regulator. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry for so long video, but this self-regulator topic is a very, very big and it worth to be covered quite well, and I suspect that in small videos we cannot go so deep. So yes, so this is why I need to cover all these things here. So self-regulator while true, wait for seconds and so on, yield 0.1f, and here is self-regulator. Now there should be just single line to modify inst max. Okay, so let's say my initial value was 9. If I would do like that, nothing will change. Okay, let's actually put another line to make less confusion. 0.15 and let's make it instantiate max. Not very nice, but we can rename it later and put this one You will see very nice tricks how I can very quickly rename everything. I got the idea now to rename inst max very quickly. So yes, so let's hope instantiate max will be here, and it will be constant. It is 9, as it should be. Yes, yes. But now I want to, here is the single line. We did everything. We did so much of coding. We did a lot of moving routines, spawning routines. They are completely separated. GUI routines, accessing routines, and so on and so on. And I didn't start at self-regulator yet. Self-regulator. Yes, so there are so many routines, and only now we got to the point of self-regulation. Yes, because I want to stop at 40. So let's look what we can do here. Let's say I want to self-regulate my instantiate max and add some value, which would be this one plus this one times something weird. I will just write what I know now. Let's say I want 0.01% of original value times the difference of real frames per second, which is this one. Finally, I am getting used. This one, yes. And this one minus wanted FPS. So I want to stop at 40. Yes? Yes. That's it. This function is over. It means that program should be self-regulating now. It should stop at any circumstances to go any further, and this index should be changing. We will be needed to do a little bit more corrections here, but more or less it's over. If you understood this point, what I did in this line, actually in this one, in this very important bit, this is over. This is what was this tutorial about. Yes. So you can see that it's starting to increase. And now you can see that n has stopped, but actually it's it got very rapidly, and now it cannot do anything. Yes, so we need to think how we can do it more carefully. Yes, we can do it in a few different ways. I can make it just 0.01 because it's changing so quickly that yes, that it doesn't stop very well. So yes, let's have a look, and let's get it started. So yes, we will be starting to go down quite soon, and you can see that it is going down very rapidly. And yes, it doesn't solve our problem completely because this number is going down very slowly, and it's not very good self-regulating. Yes, so it's what we want to do here. It's better now. It took a little bit more time, but it is better. So now we can play a little bit more. It is still increasing by single objects because we are not removing objects. But let's say I want to, what I can do here is that I want to make if statement. If with difference if this difference is what it should be, if the difference is greater than actually it won't help a lot. This is a tricky part how you do self-regulator, because in each case it is very different. So for example, if difference is less than what? Okay, it will be not very useful to start with differences, but sometimes differences are very helpful. Now I want to do another stuff, which is if two if statements to limit I max. It's more safe because usually you need to know this function very well. It can be more complex function which would a lot of things depends on how you define this function. But if I would simply add some small tricks here, if is less than 2, yes, this one should be equal what? Should be equal to probably. Equal to, yes. Actually less than 1. Should be equal 1. Yes? Yes. It's not very useful to have this limit, but we have seen that there is upper limit which we want to prevent if it is larger than what is not normal in this case. It was not normal, it was originally 9, but it would be not normal to have, let's say, more than 15. Yes, so it would stop here, and it would wait until FPS is starting to decrease. Let's look how it looks like. So you can see it's got 15. Number is increasing. FPS will start to decrease very soon. And yes, and actually let's make this one a little bit bigger because it will be a bit slow now. Let's make 25. Usually you spend a little bit time with these things, with self-regulating, but I guess a lot of things depends on function which you define. So now it's spawning quicker and FPS will start to go down very quick. If it will go below 40, it should yeah, it should start. Yes, now we can see that it started to go below 40 and this one starting to decrease. Yes, but it's still not very enough. We will see how fast it will decrease. It's decreasing quite fast, and it will end up that that it would end up at 1, but we have 29. It's not very far away from 40. Yes, so this is how self-regulation is working. This is not very good example actually to stop spawning completely these cubes here, and much better example could be to I like this kind of cluster. It's like a cluster of bees. It's probably what tutorial should be about. Yeah, so this was very strange example how I implemented self-regulator, but usually it can be done on anything. It can be done to prevent FPS going down, and it can be, for example, this script self-regulated with n that's spawning would become faster. Yes, this was interesting thing, because we don't need to care a lot what index I should put here. I can put any kind of index and it would be increasing, and it would approach some kind of stable value. And yes, that's what I want to say now. And yeah, that's it. I think I'm finishing this tutorial here, as it is too long, and just basically to overviewing what I did here. So I used last time to import FPS from previous class, and I wrote 4 coroutines here. FPS access was from last time. Then I spawned some cubes onto my scene, which I started to move, and I said that I want to stop spawning if my FPS is getting to critical value of 40. Yes, where is that? Cannot find self-regulator of 40 here. So if my critical value is if my FPS is less than 40, this term is becoming negative, and the overall term is starting to decrease. And I used very basic limits that it would not got crazy with one, as we have seen at the beginning ones. You can play with these limits, but I think the most idea is behind what is written here. So I will keep looking. It should be very simple functions which should bring very quick approach here and very rapid instantiation of objects and very good stop at 40 FPS. I still need to look very carefully what are actually these terms. Maybe I need not to sum, but maybe I need just to let's actually quickly look at this point. Or maybe I will look at myself, but yeah. Or maybe let's do it now. It won't be very long. And I will conclude it here. Yes. So it is something like that, multiplied by this number. No, I think I need the initial. I need to have initial value of this one by that case. Yes. So it would be, if I would have 9, for example, yes, I would be, oh, that's interesting. If I would have 9 here, and I would just modify it. It can be very simple function here. initial value, let's say to 9, initial or expected value, and yeah, it would be an interesting approach. Let's look if it does what I want. You see, it's very rapidly reached 25, but I suspect that it will stop also very rapidly. Let's take a look when performance will go down, if it will go down also. Oh, you can see, you can see it brought very rapidly, just a little bit below 40, but you can see that it is a little bit fluctuating, so you have to be careful. I think there is definitely a very simple function which prevents to move FPS to your wanted threshold, that it would not go below. So yes, this is what is called self-regulation, and yeah, that's it. That's the end of my tutorial, and yeah, hope to see you next time.